What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Emily, and on this channel we talk about all things bookish, college life, sometimes vacation vlogs, and today I'm going to be showing you guys all the books that I am bringing to college, aka my fall TBR. I'm so excited to get back to college. I'm going to be a junior at the University of Tennessee, and I don't know, I'm just excited to network, find friends, find some type of routine, and get some structure in my life that is really needed. But I'm also excited for the books that I want to read, so let me show them to you. Getting the first one out of the way, Little Black Book by Otego Uwagba, a toolkit for working women. It's basically a nonfiction little book giving you advice for women who is in the career force. So I thought it would be really cool to read in college. But moving on to fiction, My Year of Rest and Relaxation. I read this or started reading this a while ago, actually a summer ago, a year ago, and I never completed it. And I was actually really enjoying it. So college. It's the perfect time to read it. Then we have Milk Fed by Melissa Broder. I read So Sad Today by Melissa Broder, which is a collection of essays, and it was so raw and so real and so just weird that I wanted to pick up this fiction book by her, and I believe it's about a Jew who has a calorie restriction because of her mother, and so she goes to therapy and she cuts her mother out, I think, and then instead of focusing on calories, she starts focusing on this girl. And so that's all I know. I heard that it's really good, and my cat, oh my gosh, Kitty! She also just got spayed. Anyway, let's move on to some romance. One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I read Seven Husbands by her, and I really loved it. And this one, I believe, is about a girl that marries her high school sweetheart. He gets lost in a plane crash, and then I think 5 years later, she's engaged to somebody else, and then her original husband came back, and it's like, oh, who are you gonna pick? This just came out into a movie, and I really want to watch it, so I need to read it first. Continuing with romance controversy, The Roughest Draft, I believe it's about an author duo who had a romance, had a falling out, but they have to write one more book together. And what's crazy is it's also written by like a husband and wife author duo, and I think that's so cute, but I haven't gotten to it. I've had this on my shelves for a while, and I need to actually get to it. Next up, The Summer of Broken Rules. I've been seeing this everywhere. My boyfriend got this for me for Christmas, and I was kind of iffy about it. I don't know, something about this cover doesn't draw me in, but I've been seeing it everywhere, and people love it. They talk about the grief and how it's amazing in this book and how it's like dealt with is amazing. So I'm gonna finally read it, and I'll let you guys know what I think about it. Next up, a book that my middle school bully recommended to me, and I know nothing about this book, The Timekeeper by Mitch Albom. But when he described it to me, I was like, you know what? This sounds absolutely amazing. Apparently it's his favorite book of all time, and I need to actually get to it because I actually think I bought this 2 years ago. Never read it. Going on to some poetry, The Sweetest Kind of Poison by Katie Wismer. She's an author and a booktuber here on YouTube, and I have read a couple of her books actually, but I wanted to read some of her poetry, so I have it here. My boyfriend got it for me, I think, and I'm really excited to get to that one. Moving on to a classic, 1984 by George Orwell. The cover is stunning. I don't even remember what it's about. I really don't know, but I've never read a George Orwell book before, and I was like, this is the time. I have to read it. I need to go to, like, I don't know, the school bus, sit on it, and just be like, oh, look what I'm reading. I'm just so scholarly. I don't know, but I'm so excited, and the cover makes me want to read it more. This fall, I'm telling myself is going to be the fall where I pick up books that I have not been wanting to pick up. The Library of Lost Things by Laura Taylor Namey. I don't know, again, something about this cover is not drawing me in. I need something more, but I think it deals with like a girl dealing with a hoarder mother, and it seems interesting enough for me to put it on my Amazon wish list. So now that I have it, I need to read it, and I feel like I'm gonna like it. Next up, Normal People by Sally Rooney. I've read Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. I sort of enjoyed it. I gave it a 3 stars. This one, I feel like I'll like a lot more because it's dealing with a controversial relationship. One's popular, one's not popular, and then their dynamic switches when they get to college. So I'm very excited. People say crazy things, and I think this is also a TV show now, so maybe I'll watch that afterwards. Another romance, Once More with Feeling by Alyssa Sussman. I am so excited about this book because I read her debut novel and I absolutely adored it. I cannot wait to eat this book up. I know that anything that she publishes now, I have to buy. I just have to. So I can't wait to see if it's a trend that I like her books or if it was just her debut novel. Another classic, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I read Persuasion. I made an entire video about it, annotating it. So definitely go watch that video. I want to make another video annotating Pride and Prejudice. So let me know if you want to see that. I'm so excited. And I heard there's more dialogue in this book than in Persuasion, so I'm excited to get to it. The only Colleen Hoover on this list, Verity. People have been telling me to read this for ages. I've had it on my shelves for ages, but it's a thriller, and I'm scared to pick it up because Colleen Hoover is a hit or miss for me, but everyone loves it, so I feel like I'll love it too. Another book that I started but didn't finish, Nothing to See Here by Kevin Wilson. I hear this book is so strange, so weird, about a little boy that catches on fire, and her friend from like college is calling her to be like, hey, I need you to help me babysit this guy. I don't know, but I'm intrigued, and I feel like it'll be good because people say it is, but like, what even is that about? By the way, I'm going fast here because there's so many books that I want to get to, but we're actually getting into the thriller fantasy genre right now. First one, Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. I got this book before it was so popular, and I was like, whatever, like I'll just put it on the back burner. Now it's so popular, still haven't read it, but I feel like it's so cool. It's about this girl that got invited to a boarding school, I believe, and then she's trying to solve this cold case that was never solved before. My cat. Anyway, I'm very excited to read this book, and I cannot wait to I want to get more into thrillers and mysteries and fantasy, so I feel like this will be a really great way to actually get into that genre. Next up, 14 Ways to Die by Vincent Ralph. My friend Megan is gonna love me for this because she loves this book and she's been telling me to read this book forever. I'm sorry, Megan, I haven't gotten to it yet. It's about a girl where her mother was murdered, and then 10 years later, she goes on an internet reality TV show where they're monitoring her entire phone. And I think she like starts texting this guy that she thinks is the killer, or she's like trying to reveal to millions of people who the killer is. I don't know, but whenever I look at the chapters, they're like 1 to 2 pages long, and I'm so excited about that because I know it'll go by very fast. Next up is sci-fi. You guys know that I do not read sci-fi. I think I've read maybe 3 sci-fi books in my entire life. It's my least favorite genre. However, my boyfriend bought me the Red Rising series. I have the whole entire series, but I'm very scared. So I'm only bringing the first 3. My friend Sophia loves these books. She's read them and said that they're amazing, crazy, insane. So I told myself that I would give them a try, and here I am reading another sci-fi. I hope that you're proud of me because I definitely am. Down to the last 2 books. Caraval by Stephanie Garber. Had this since I was maybe 15, 16. I'm about to be 20 and never read it. I don't know. If you look back on my channel and say the books that I will read in this year, I'm going to read in this year, this is always on it. Never read it. I don't know why. However, this book and the Once Upon a Time series is getting so popular, and I'm like, dude, I need to read it. People rave about it. People love it. And why do I think that I'm just not gonna love it? Like, why is it scaring me so much? I'm gonna bring it. It's gonna be right in front of my face. I feel like I'm gonna read it soon. I'm gonna have to force myself because I don't know what it is, but I know I'm gonna love it. I know I am. So hopefully I do. Like, watch me wait this long and then hate it. And the last book, which is actually 2 books, which is Arch Enemies and Supernova, but I said 1 book because it's the last 2 in the Renegade series. I read Renegades. I loved Renegades. It's about a girl who grew up loving the Renegades, which are superheroes in her world, until they weren't there when her parents died, and so now she's a part of their enemies, except for she infiltrates them, and she meets a guy that she starts liking who is in the Renegades. I need to finish it. People love this series. I know I'm gonna love it, and it's Marissa Meyer because I really want to read the Cinder and the Scarlet and the Crest, like that sci-fi series. I feel like I'll give myself a sci-fi pass for that series. And then she's also the author that wrote Heartless, and I really want to read her books. I don't know what it is about her, but like I stan her, and I haven't even finished her books yet. Literally only read 1. So yeah, those are the books that I want to bring to college, as well as my fall TBR. Let me know what your fall TBR is or what books you're bringing to college, and yeah, please subscribe, comment down below, do whatever you want to do, and goodbye.